Back on the SportsMax zone, the West Indies have the upper hand after day one of the first test against Bangladesh in Antigua. At Stumps, the Windies were 95 for 2, with skipper Craig Brathwaite on 42, Jamaican and Kumo Bonner 12. Those are the not-out batsmen. Earlier in the day, the Caribbean men dismissed the visitors cheaply for 103, with pacers Jayden Seales and Alzari Joseph picking up 3 wickets each. Senior cricket writer Lennox Aldred now joins us to talk about what happened on the opening day. Well, I'll start here, Lenny. You did suggest when we spoke to you for the preview on Wednesday's show that you thought it was about time Raymond Reefer got himself another test cap, and he did.
Yes, it was wonderful to see. It's just unfortunate that he didn't really grab that opportunity.
But he got a jaffa though, Lenny, to be fair.
I'm telling you, that ball would have out 9 out of 10 international batsmen. It was just unlucky. That was a brilliant delivery, and it's just unfortunate. But at the end of the day, the West Indies are looking for a number 3 batsman. And I was hoping that he would get some runs and prove everybody that he can really bat at the top of the order, because we know that he normally bats down in the lower middle order. But it's unfortunate, but at the end of the day, I'm sure he'll get another knock.
Yeah, well, let's start with how things happened at the opening, because the West Indies bowlers were hot and took control from pretty early, and the Bangladeshis were on the back foot by lunchtime.
I'm telling you, Kemar Roach, he just loves that wicket, and he started the demolition, so to speak. And pretty much all the seamers really came into their own. And one thing they realized from early was that they weren't going to blast the Bangladeshis out, because the wicket was doing a bit because of the moisture. So they just put down the ball on the surface and it did its thing. And I mean, everybody pretty much got wickets. I mean, when you look at it, they played Godakesh Moti and handed him his debut, and he only bowled 1 over. So they really didn't need him to bowl. But at the end of the day, it was a pretty workmanlike effort from the West Indies bowlers.
Definitely a complete effort. What do you make of the batting, though, the opening pair that was there for some time?
Well, I think that what they wanted to do was to kind of take a cautious approach. And maybe that's what Coach Simmons told them. You know, we take your time. It's just the first day of the test match, and just get a feel of the wicket. And what I think he told them was that just to stick around, because the wicket will get easier to bat on as it dried out. And after they came out after lunch, you saw that they're starting to kind of feel a little bit more confident and playing a little more shots. John Campbell once again getting into the 20s and getting out. It's not a good look for John Campbell. I mean, he was unfortunate, but maybe his time is running out at the top of the order with Craig Brathwaite, I believe.
Yeah, and the approach as we get ready for day 2 from the Windies batters.
Well, Kemar Roach said it all after the post game. He said that the team just needs to bat and put up a big score. You know, get some runs on the board and put them under pressure. They're just trailing by a couple of runs. So at the end of the day tomorrow, the West Indies should knock over those runs and start to get a lead. They have 8 wickets, plus they have a long tail as well. When you look at Moti coming down late in the order, they can put up over 300 runs and then really secure this test match.
Yeah, all right, Lenny, thanks for talking to us. We'll be anxious to see what happens on day 2 at the Sir Vivian Richards ground.
No problem.
Yeah, switching now to women's cricket. Barbados got the better of the Windward Islands on the opening day of the CWI Women's Super 50 tournament. This played at the Providence Stadium in Guyana. Captain Hayley Matthews fell just 1 short of 100 as she led Barbados to 227 for 2. Kaisia Knight also registered a half-century, adding 72. The Bajan women later dismissed the Windward Islands for 78. Jafina Joseph top scored with 18. Shanika Bruce was a pick of the bowlers for the Barbados team, grabbing 4 for 48, while the West Indies seamer Shamelia Connell, who left the field due to illness, picked up 3 wickets for just 9 runs. So the Barbadians, George and Mariah, fell short in the T20 after looking as if they were on course to the title, and they've made a pretty solid start here to the Super 50.
Definitely solid, and I have to say the way Hayley Matthews, it's unfortunate that she didn't get the century, just 1 run short, but lands the manner in which she and the Knight, and we know how the Knight sisters have been dominant as of recent, so the way that both of them put up a partnership, it was, just you could tell the confidence coming from the ladies, and that the Barbados team, with this format of the game is concerned, they have a lot of axe to grind with Jamaica, who was able to come and, unseat them from the T20 title. So Barbados is coming into this 50 overs format, Lance, with a lot playing on their mind, a lot of things to make up, because you're so close to that T20 title, and I know they face Jamaica next, so that one will be a battle.
Yeah, well, to be fair, George, the Windwards didn't offer too much in the T20s. They are not one of the stronger teams in regional women's cricket. So the lopsided result in favour of Barbados today, not entirely surprising. But of course, the Barbadians have a lot more pinning on this tournament because they are preparing for the Commonwealth Games. It will be the Barbados team that will represent the West Indies at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. And I get the impression that because of that, their mandate and their overall approach to this tournament may be a little different, George and Raf, from the rest of the team.
Yeah, they're reaching towards a higher level than the other teams, and certainly higher than the Windwards. I did ask our producer today, just to clarify, how many overs did it take the Windwards to make those 78 runs? He said like 23.1 overs. We were talking yesterday, lamenting the poor quality of the batting the poor quality of the cricket overall in the T20 blaze, and we voiced fears about whether or not these teams could bat out the 50 overs, some of them, and to use up only 23 overs in a 50 over contest and make only 78, very, very bad. It shows that the Windwards were overmatched. But again, I'm not going to be too critical. I'm just pointing out facts. None of what I said was an opinion. It was facts. They only batted for 23.1 overs, making 78. The value judgment has to be contextualized by the fact that women's cricket is still underdeveloped. And the thing I'll be looking for in this tournament, yes, you mentioned Courtney Walsh is eyeing up new players. Yes, I'll be looking to see the new talent coming through. But I want to see if the Super 50 can be better than the T20 Blaze in terms of giving the fans interested in it a contest to watch, giving the players competing a contest to participate in, and hopefully we can use this as a stepping stone to the next tournaments and whatever tournaments we may design in the future for the women, because it is obvious based on what we see that there are only about 2 strong teams in the region, maybe 3, but definitely 2, and the rest are not even just behind, way behind. That's not good.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I fear that in the Super 50, the weaker teams will have even more problems trying to be competitive than the T20s because it's a longer game and it's a longer period on the field to try to nullify a team that is stronger than you are. So I suspect that the weaker teams may find the Super 50 even a little bit more beyond them than they did the T20s. Now, the squads for the inaugural Women's CPL were announced earlier on Thursday. Hayley Matthews, Stephanie Taylor, and Deandra Dottin will captain the 3 teams. Let's have a look at the squads. They have segregated the teams in regions. Hayley Matthews captains the Barbados Royals. Shakira Selman, Renice Boyce, Mandy Mangru, Brittany Cooper, Aliyah Aline, Shanika Bruce, who picked up 4 today, Abby Fletcher, Kiana Joseph from St. Lucia, Jafina Joseph, and Chanel Henry. That's the Barbados Royals coming for the CPL 2022. Not a bad unit there. The Ghana Amazon Warriors squad has Stephanie Taylor as a captain, Shemaine Campbell, Rashada Williams, Rachel Vincent, Casey Schultz, Shadeen Nation, Cherian Fraser, Shamilia Connell, Karishma Ramarat.
Yes.
Shabika Ghaznabi and Zayda James. That's the 17-year-old St. Lucian. And the Trinbago Knight Riders squad, which I suspect that Mariah will be supporting, even though her sister is playing for another team. But you're a Trinidad Knight Riders person. That's your franchise.
Blood is thicker than water.
Oh, it is. I guess you're right. Deandra Dottin captain, Anissa Mohammed, Leanne Kirby, Kishona Knight, Kaisia Knight, Natasha McLean, Shanita Grimmond, Kanisha Isaac, Janila Glasgow, Steffi Sugrin, and Shawnisha Hector, who is from the Leeward Islands.
Yeah. You really think I will sit here game after game and cheer on a team that you know how I feel about Karishma when she's playing?
Yes.
I'm looking forward because I actually think that the Ghana Amazon Warriors are a very strong squad. Stephanie Taylor at the helm, and I know the relationship with my sister and a lot of the players on the team, are a really close-knit team. And she's very happy to represent them.
Yeah, and to take a leaf from the IPL where they get a women's faction playing in the thing as opposed to just men all the time, I think the CPL is doing something good here for women's cricket. We go to break. Still a lot more to come on the SportsMax Zone.
Stay with SportsMax on YouTube and follow us on all social pages for updates, news and entertainment.